The fluorescent lights buzzed like angry hornets overhead as Logan slammed into the metal lockers, the impact rattling his teeth and sending a sharp jolt through his ribs. "Faggot," Jake snarled, his breath hot and sour against Logan's ear. Fist cocked for another swing while the hallway crowd parted like sharks scenting blood. In that frozen second, Logan's world narrowed to the glint of Jake's class ring and the sickening realization that no one, not one single face in the sea of whispers, would step in to stop it. Blood trickled warm from Logan's split lip, tasting like copper and regret, as he crumpled to the linoleum floor of Elmwood High's crowded corridor. It was junior year, week 3, and the small-town Ohio air already hung heavy with the promise of another brutal winter, both outside and in. Logan wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, smearing red across his knuckles, and forced himself to his feet, ignoring the snickers rippling through the onlookers like wind through dead leaves. The quarterback, with shoulders like a linebacker and a grin that could curdle milk, towered over him, flanked by his pack of hyenas, Brody, the wannabe tough guy with a buzz cut and a chip on his shoulder, and Tyler, whose only talent was echoing whatever cruelty Jake spat out. "You think you're hot shit? Prancing around with that fairy walk?" Jake laughed, shoving Logan again for good measure, hard enough to make his backpack slide off one shoulder. Papers fluttered out, notes from AP Lit, a crumpled doodle of a skyline he'd sketched during lunch, and scattered like confetti at a funeral. Logan didn't respond, he never did anymore. Words were weapons they twisted against him, turning his quiet defense into more ammo. Instead, he bent to gather his things, heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his bruised chest, praying the bell would ring and swallow this moment whole. But the bell was late, as always in Elmwood, where time stretched like taffy in the humid Midwest summers and snapped brittle in the falls. Logan had come out last spring, a whispered confession to his mom over microwave pizza in their cramped kitchen. Her hug fierce and unspoken, "You're my boy, Logan." Always. Dad had left when he was 10, chasing some dream in California that never panned out. So it was just them, Mom working double shifts at the diner, Logan navigating the minefield of high school alone. He hoped, naively, that Elmwood's fading football glory and Friday night lights might blind them to his truth. But small towns like this one, tucked between cornfields and rusted silos, had long memories and short tempers for anything that didn't fit the script. "Yo, check this out," Brody jeered, kicking at Logan's sketchbook. The pages tore free, revealing a half-finished drawing of 2 boys holding hands under a starry sky, innocent, hopeful, damning. The crowd oohed, phones whipping out to capture the evidence. Logan's stomach twisted. By dinner, it'd be viral on the group chats, fodder for the endless loop of memes and threats. "Pathetic," Tyler added, his voice cracking just a hair, betraying the boy he still was beneath the bravado. Logan snatched the book back, clutching it to his chest like armor, and bolted for the bathroom at the hall's end. The door swung shut behind him with a hollow thud, and he locked himself in the farthest stall, sliding down the graffiti-scarred wall until his butt hit the cold tile. Sobs came then, hot and ragged, muffled into his sleeves. He was 17, for Christ's sake, supposed to be dreaming of college apps and first kisses, not dodging fists and slurs. The mirror outside the stall, when he finally emerged to splash water on his face, reflected a ghost, hollow cheeks, eyes red-rimmed like a raccoon's, the fresh cut above his brow already swelling. Back in class, English, where irony was the day's theme, Logan slunk to his seat in the back row. Hoodie pulled low. Hargrove droned on about the Great Gatsby. All that green light and unattainable dreams. But Logan's mind wandered to escape routes. Maybe transfer to the city school district? Or help. Just drop out and bus tables with mom. Anything to outrun this. The classroom door creaked open midway through, and in walked the new kid, transfer from Chicago. The whispers said, some big city hotshot who couldn't hack it there. Alex Rivera. Even his name sounded like freedom, sharp and unapologetic. He was all lean muscle and easy swagger. Dark hair cropped short with a fade that screamed urban edge. Skin a warm olive that caught the light like polished bronze. His eyes, a piercing green flecked with gold, scanned the room with the confidence of someone who'd stared down worse than small-town bullies. Hargrove waved him to an empty desk, right next to Logan's, and he dropped into it with a nod. Backpack thudding softly. Hey, Alex murmured. Voice low and smooth, like gravel wrapped in velvet. He didn't look at Logan right away. Just unpacked a notebook and pen. But when he did glance over, there was no pity, no curiosity, just a quiet acknowledgement, like he'd clocked the bruise blooming on Logan's jaw and filed it away without judgment. Logan nodded back, burying himself in his textbook. But Alex leaned in during the group discussion on Daisy's illusions, whispering, that cut looks fresh. You good? It was casual. No big deal. But in Logan's world of loaded questions, it landed like a lifeline. Peachy, Logan muttered, forcing a wry smile that didn't reach his eyes. Alex chuckled, soft and genuine, and something in Logan's chest unclenched. Just a fraction. By lunch, the cafeteria was a battlefield of trays and testosterone, cliques staking territories like feudal lords. Logan usually ate alone at the edge of the salad bar, picking at a PB&J while scrolling fanfic on his phone, stories of boys who fought back, who found love in the ruins. Today, though, Alex slid onto the bench across from him, tray loaded with mystery meat and fries that looked suspiciously edible. Mind if I crash? Solo eatings for monks, not juniors. Alex's grin was crooked, disarming, revealing a dimple that punched way above its weight. Logan's fork hovered midair. Knock yourself out. He braced for the inevitable, the probing questions, the eventual ghosting once Alex learned the full score. But Alex just dove in, talking about Chicago's L trains and how Elmwood's flatness made him homesick for skyscrapers. He didn't ask about the blood. Instead, he shared a story of getting jumped in pee. For looking at a guy too long, his tone light but edged with steel. Broke the dude's nose. Worth it. Logan's eyes widened. Fought back. Alex shrugged, popping a fry. Had to. Silence is just another cage. He held Logan's gaze then, steady and searching, and for the first time in months, Logan felt seen, not as a target, but as a survivor. The rest of the week blurred into a tentative rhythm. Alex stuck close, not hovering but present, saving a seat in the library, tossing a football during free period that Logan fumbled but laughed at. Jake's crew eyed them warily, slinging half-hearted barbs that Alex deflected with sarcasm sharp as a switchblade. Jealous. My aim's better than yours on and off the field. The jock flushed beet red. Stalking off. And Logan marveled at the ease of it, like Alex carried an invisible shield. Friday night brought the first real storm. Homecoming game under the floodlights. Elmwood versus Riverton. The air electric with chili dog grease and the roar of the crowd. Logan had sworn off football, but Mom dragged him along. Community, baby. It's all we've got, so he perched on the bleacher's nosebleed section, hood up against the chill. Alex spotted him from the sidelines, where he'd inexplicably joined the team as a wide receiver, gotta eat. And scholarships don't grow on cornstalks, and jogged over during halftime. Sweat-slicked jersey clinging to his torso. Escaping the drama? Alex teased. Breath fogging in the crisp air. Trying. Logan shivered. Not just from the wind. Alex shrugged off his Letterman jacket, warm, smelling of cedar and clean sweat, and draped it over Logan's shoulders. Wear it. Looks better on you anyway. Their fingers brushed in the handoff. A spark jumping skin to skin, and Logan's pulse stuttered. Alex's eyes lingered, darkening with something unspoken, before the whistle blew him back to the field. Elmwood won by a field goal. The stands erupting, but Logan's high crashed when Jake cornered him post-game near the parking lot. Rivera's your new guard dog. Bet he's just slumming it with the queer kid. The punch came fast, glancing off Logan's shoulder. But it was the venom in Jake's voice that stung deepest, the fear masked as hate. The echo of Logan's own doubts. He didn't see Alex until the scuffle broke. The new kid materializing like a shadow, grabbing Jake's arm mid-swing. Touch him again, and I'll make sure you throw like a girl for the rest of the season. Alex's voice was ice, his grip iron, and for a heartbeat, the bully faltered. Then Brody and Tyler piled in, a tangle of limbs and curses, and Logan backed away, heart in his throat, as fists flew under the sodium lamps. Sirens wailed distant, security? Hookups. Who knew? And the fight splintered. Jake's crew scattered, Alex standing tall with a split knuckle and a wild grin. You okay? He panted, turning to Logan, who nodded numbly, the jacket still warm around him. They ended up at the edge of the field, sitting on the dew-kissed grass, the stadium emptying like a deflating balloon. Alex's hand found Logan's, tentative at first, then sure, fingers lacing as if they'd always fit. I meant what I said about cages, Alex whispered, thumb tracing circles on Logan's palm. We breaking together. Logan's throat tightened, tears pricking hot. Yeah, he breathed, leaning in until their foreheads touched, breaths mingling in the dark. Together. But Elmwood didn't forgive easy. Monday morning. The whispers had teeth, rumors that Alex was one of them, that he'd transferred for faggot reasons. Lockers vandalized with slurs in Sharpie. Notes shoved into textbooks promising hell. Logan braced for the fallout. But Alex? He leaned in harder, kissing Logan's cheek in the hall. Quick and defiant, daring the world to react. Let him talk, he'd say, green eyes flashing. Hate's loud because it's scared. The betrayal hit like a sucker punch on a rainy Tuesday in October. The kind of downpour that turned Ohio backroads to rivers and Elmwood High's parking lot into a shallow sea. Logan and Alex had carved out stolen moments amid the chaos, late-night drives in Alex's beat-up Civic. Windows fogged from laughter and tentative kisses, study sessions in the Hargrove's attic that dissolved into tangled limbs and whispered confessions. You're the first person who's ever stayed, Logan had admitted one night. Head on Alex's chest. listening to the steady thrum of his heart. Alex had kissed his temple, murmuring, "Not going anywhere." Promise. But promises in small towns were as fragile as frost on a windshield. It started with Tyler. Of all people, the weak link in Jake's chain. The one whose cruelty always rang hollow. During gym, while Coach barked drills, Tyler sidled up to Alex during water break, eyes darting like a cornered animal. "Heard you're tight with the fairy," he muttered, voice low under the patter of basketballs. Alex stiffened, wiping sweat from his brow. But Tyler pressed on, desperate edge creeping in. "I ain't like Jake. My brothers. You know, like that. Out in Cleveland. But if you want to stay on the team, maybe ease up on the PDA shit." Jake's got pull with Coach. Alex's laugh was bitter, a bark that echoed off the gym walls. "Ease up? Or what? Ty, you gonna rat me out to Daddy's hunting buddies?" But Tyler's face crumpled. And he spilled it then, the texts from Jake. The group chat plotting to out Alex at the next pep rally. Complete with doctored photos from that rainy parking lot brawl. "They're saying you started it 'cause you're both. Whatever. I didn't sign up for this." Logan overheard from the bleachers, where he'd been faking a sprained ankle to dodge laps. And the world tilted. Betrayal? From the periphery? Maybe. But it festered. That night, over burgers at Dairy Queen, neon signs buzzing against the storm, Logan confronted Alex in the empty booth. Rain sheeting the windows like tears. "Tyler's scared of you now. Of us. What if he's right? What if this? It's just making it worse." Alex's fork clattered down, green eyes storming. "Worse? Well, you're the one with bruises fading to yellow. I'm fighting for air. Not against it." He reached across the sticky table, but Logan pulled back, the doubt a chasm widening. "Jake's escalating because he sees us winning. Don't let him in your head." But the seed was planted, watered by years of isolation. Logan spent the next days ghosting, texts unread, lunches solo again. Alex's voicemails piled up, raw pleas laced with frustration. "This silence is killing me. Talk to me." In class. Their eyes met across the room. Alex's pleading, Logan's guarded. A silent war neither wanted. The high school theater production became the powder keg. Elmwood's fall musical was the social event of the season, pink ladies and leather jackets masking the same old hierarchies. Logan, ever the behind-the-scenes type, had signed on for lighting crew, hiding in the catwalks where shadows swallowed his fears. Alex, roped in by MS. Hargrove's diversity push landed Danny Zuko, ironic. The straight-laced rebel playing the ultimate heartthrob. Rehearsals were torture. Alex commanded the stage with effortless charisma, belting summer nights with a grin that lit the auditorium. But offstage, the tension crackled. One evening, as the cast milled about during notes, the cast as duty, the comic relief cornered Logan in the prop room, amid dusty sets and forgotten scripts. "Rivera's got you twisted up. Bet he whispers sweet nothings while plotting his exit. Chicago boys always do, use us hicks for sport." Logan's hands shook as he stacked sandbags, the words burrowing deep. "Shut up. You're just mad, 'cause he sees through you." Jake's laugh was ugly. Stepping too close, the scent of Axe body spray choking. Sees through me? I see you. Pathetic. Clinging to scraps. When he bails, and he will, don't say I didn't warn ya. He shoved past. Shoulder clipping Logan's, leaving him slumped against a flat of fake diner booths. Breath ragged. That doubt metastasized overnight. The next rehearsal, Logan watched Alex flirt with the ensemble girls for the scene, scripted. Harmless, but the laughter twisted in his gut. By intermission, he was unraveling, slipping out to the loading dock for air. Rain-slicked pavement reflecting the stage lights in fractured pools. Alex found him there. Jacket zipped against the drizzle, concern etching lines around his mouth. Lo, what's eating you? We've been good, better than good. Don't throw it away on ghosts. It's not ghosts, Logan snapped. Voice breaking on the rain. It's real. Tyler's in your ear now. Jake's waiting to pounce. And you. You're this force. Alex. Unstoppable. What happens when Elmwood breaks you? Or worse, when you realize I'm the weak link? Alex closed the distance. Hands framing Logan's face. Thumbs brushing away rain, or were they tears? You're the strongest damn person I know. Every day you show up, bruised but breathing. That's unbreakable. His lips crashed down then, fierce and claiming, tasting of salt and desperation, pulling Logan under like a riptide. For a moment, the world blurred. The rain, the dust, the dock's cold metal, until it was just them. Bodies pressing close. Hearts sinking in frantic rhythm. But betrayal's shadow lingered. As they broke apart, gasping, Alex's phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Screenshot forwarded by Tyler in a panic. Jake's chat. Plotting to spike Alex's water with laxatives mid-show. Blame it on the queers messing with the team. Son of a bitch, Alex growled. Fists clenching. Logan's blood ran cold. We tell someone. Principal. Alex shook his head, eyes hardening to jade. No. We end this our way. The plan coalesced in hushed whispers over stolen coffees at the all-night diner. Fluorescent hum a conspirator to their rebellion. Logan, for the first time, felt the stirrings of fire in his veins, not fear, but fury, tempered by Alex's unyielding belief. You're unstoppable. Lo, Alex said, lacing their fingers under the table. We both are. Opening night dawned crisp. Leaves skittering across the quad like fleeing secrets. Backstage buzzed with hairspray and nerves. Castmates air-kissing amid the wardrobe racks. Logan manned the lights from the booth. Fingers hovering over the board. Heart a war drum. Alex? In full Danny regalia, black jeans. Red windbreaker, caught his eye pre-curtain. Mouthing love you, with a wink that steadied the chaos. The show ignited, Sandy crooning innocence. The T-Birds strutting machismo. The audience a sea of proud parents and bored dates. Jake hammed it up as duty, milking laughs, but his eyes darted to Alex with venomous promise. During the intermission, Shamalama ding-dong number. As the ensemble jammed, Jake slipped backstage. Vial in pocket, clear liquid glinting under the work lights. Logan saw it from his perch, a hawk's view, and radioed Alex in a whisper, now. Prop table. Alex nodded imperceptibly, breaking from the dance to check his mic, vanishing into the wings. The confrontation was electric. Hushed amid the din. Jake uncapped the vial over Alex's water bottle. But Alex was there, hand clamping his wrist like a vice. Going for gold in sabotage? Duty? Real original. Jake whirled, face paling to chalk. Rivera, shit? It's not, but Alex twisted, forcing the vial to spill over Jake's own jeans. The crowd none the wiser. Here's the deal, Alex hissed. Voice lethal calm. You out us? We out you, every text? Every plan. Coach finds out you're poisoning teammates? Bye-bye scholarship. Jake's bravado crumbled, eyes wild with cornered rage. But before he could swing, Logan burst from the booth, racing down the catwalk ladder, landing light as a shadow. Logan, Jake sneered. But the word died as Logan stepped forward, chin lifted, voice steady for the first time. It's over. We're done hiding. You want war? Bring it. But know this, we're not the ones who'll break. The ensemble spilled backstage then. Hargrove trailing with her clipboard, sensing the shift. Everything all right? Boys. Her eyes narrowed, sharp as she ever was. Alex released Jake with a shove, casual as discarding trash. PG. Just settling some old scores. Jake slunk away, tail between legs, the vial crunching under a stagehand's boot. Curtain rose for Act 2. And the energy crackled, Alex owning the stage, Logan bathing it in golden spots that chased shadows away. Post-show. The cast party at the VFW hall thrummed with cheap punch and bad karaoke, but Logan and Alex slipped out early, driving to the quarry's edge where the town lights twinkled like fallen stars. Under a blanket of clouds, they lay entwined in the Civic's backseat, the world reduced to skin and size. You were magnificent, Alex murmured, tracing Logan's collarbone. My unstoppable light man. Logan laughed, soft and free, pulling him closer. We make a hell of a team, but Elmwood's underbelly festered still. Weeks later, the real storm broke, not rain, but revelation. Guilt gnawing like acid, leaked the chat screenshots to the school paper anonymously. Headlines screamed, bullying scandal rocks homecoming heroes, Jake suspended pending investigation. His crew fracturing under parental scrutiny. The backlash hit Logan and Alex like shrapnel, notes of support mingled with hate mail in lockers. A petition for traditional values circulating in church pews. Mom held Logan through the worst. Her diner shifts cut short for late-night talks over chamomile. Proud of you, kiddo. Standing tall, that's American as apple pie. Alex's foster parents, transplants from the city, backed him fierce, filing complaints with the district. Yet the conflict peaked in the unlikeliest place, the winter formal. Snow dusting the gym like powdered sugar on a bitter pill. Invites had gone out pre-scandal, and backing out felt like surrender. Logan agonized over it, bowtie askew in the mirror, until Alex showed up at his door in a slim black suit, boutonniere pinned crooked, grinning like he'd won the lottery. Small. Prince. Let's crash their fairy tale. The gym pulsed with bass and bad decisions, disco balls scattering light like confetti regrets. Heads turned as they entered, hands linked, Logan's nerves jangling like loose change. Jake lurked by the punch bowl, eyes bloodshot from suspension blues. But it was Brody who lunged first, drunk on stolen flask courage. Slurring, freaks don't belong here. Alex stepped forward, shield incarnate. But Logan held him back. No. This ends tonight. He faced Brody, voice carrying over the din. The DJ fading the track like Q. You think we're the problem? Look around. This town's dying, factories shuttered. Dreams shipped overseas, and you're wasting hate on us? We're just boys in love. Harmless. But you're poisoning everything. The room hushed. A collective inhale. Brody faltered, mumbling retreat. And Jake of all people, stepped up. Face ashen. Lo. I didn't. My dad's always on about the gays ruining America. Thought it'd make me. I don't know. His confession hung. Raw and ragged. The first crack in the armor. Alex squeezed Logan's hand. Pride swelling. Apologies a start. But actions? Change or get left behind. The slow dance swelled then, at last by Etta James. Irony thick, and the floor filled. Tentative couples joining. A few glances their way softening to nods. Logan and Alex swayed center stage. Foreheads touching. The world blurring to this. Warmth. Rhythm. Possibility. Spring thawed elmwood slow. Like a grudge held too long in the frost. The scandal's ripples lingered, Jake in counseling. Mandated by the courts, Tyler transferring out. Chasing anonymity in Toledo, the school board rolling out inclusion workshops that felt more like band-aids on bullet wounds. But for Logan, the shift was seismic. Internal, mirrors no longer mocked him. And the bruises? They faded to stories. Badges of battles won. Alex and Logan's love deepened in the quiet margins. Picnics by the Hocking River, where willows wept into the current, midnight runs to the drive-in. Popcorn kernels crunching under kisses in the front row. You're my anchor, Logan confessed one dusk. Head on Alex's lap as fireflies blinked like Morse code secrets. Alex's fingers carded through his hair. Gentle as gospel. Not. But. You're the storm. I'm just riding the waves. Yet drama brewed anew. Not from fists but fractures. Alex's scholarship scouts descended mid-semester, college reps from Ohio State. Sniffing talent like blood in the water. Practices intensified. Alex vanishing into weight rooms and film sessions. His texts growing sparse. Late drills. Miss you. Logan understood. Or tried, cheering from the stands. Band uniform crisp. But the distance gnawed. A quiet erosion. The breaking point came in May. Prom season's fever pitch. When Alex's ex from Chicago blew into town like a nor'easter. Marcus, with a smirk that could charm snakes, showed up unannounced at Alex's locker. Hey, killer, and backslaps that lingered too long. Whispers flew, Marcus? The college dropout who'd shattered Alex's heart freshman year. Ghosting after a summer fling turned too real. Heard you went full rainbow warrior, Marcus drawled in the hall. Loud enough for eavesdroppers. Props. Suits you. Logan watched from algebra. Gut twisting as Alex stiffened. Then forced a laugh. Water under the bridge. What's up? But the easy banter that followed. Inside jokes about Wrigley Field hot dogs. A playful shove, stung like betrayal's afterburn. That night, at the Riverside bonfire, seniors-to-be toasting futures over S-mores and stolen beers, Logan confronted it. Flames casting Alex's face in flickering gold. Who's he to you? Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it's not water. It's a goddamn flood. Alex's beer bottle paused mid-sip, eyes widening. Lo, Marcus is ancient history. Showed up, 'cause he's crashing with family nearby. That's it. He set the bottle down, reaching out, but Logan recoiled. The fire's heat no match for the chill settling in his bones. History? You lit up like it was yesterday. Laughing, touching, like I'm the side quest. Logan's voice cracked. Years of abandonment echoing, Dad's empty chair, Jake's fists. The endless proving. I can't compete with that, Alex. I'm just. Elmwood. The party noise faded. Friends chatter a distant hum as Alex stood, pulling Logan into the tree-lean's shadow. Compete? Jesus. Oh. You're it. The whole damn story. His hands cupped Logan's face. Urgent. Thumbs tracing jawlines etched with doubt. Marcus was firecrackers, Lud. Gone in a flash. You're the hearth. Steady burn that keeps me whole. But words, even fervent, couldn't douse the blaze of insecurity. Logan wrenched free, storming back to the fire, leaving Alex silhouetted against the oaks. The drive home was silent fury. Radio static the only companion. Mom's porch light a beacon he ignored, slamming his bedroom door on the sobs that followed. Days blurred into avoidance, Logan skipping lunch, Alex's knocks on the trailer door unanswered. The rift widened. A chasm fed by unspoken fears, Alex's of losing his shot at escape, Logan's of being left in the dust. Prom loomed. Tickets burning holes in wallets. But the dress rehearsal of their unraveling played out in stolen glances across lecture halls, each more pain than the last. Then, the unthinkable, graduation practice? Caps and gowns like blackbirds on the field. Hargrove pulled Logan aside post-march. Her office a sanctuary of dog-eared paperbacks and herbal tea. Trouble in paradise? She asked. No nonsense. Stirring honey into her mug. Logan slumped, fiddling with his tassel. Feels like I'm drowning him. Ush. He's got the world, I'm just holding him back. She leaned forward, eyes kind but piercing. Gatsby chased a light he couldn't hold. You two? You're building one together. But love's not passive. Logan. Fight for it, or lose it. Her words haunted him through the humid nights. Cicadas chorusing doubts. The night before prom, Logan caved, texting Alex a single line. Corey. Midnight. Please. The moon hung low, silvering the water's edge. When Alex arrived, truck headlights cutting the dark. He killed the engine, stepping out in jeans and a faded OSUT. Vulnerability etching his features, shadows under eyes from sleepless strategy sessions. You came, Logan whispered, perched on the tailgate, legs swinging like a kid's. Always will. Alex climbed up beside him, space between them vast as the void. Talk to me. This silence. It's brutal, Logan exhaled, words tumbling like rocks down a ravine. I'm terrified. Of you leaving. Of being the gay kid who dragged you down. Marcus showing up? It ripped the scab off. What if I'm not enough? Alex's laugh was soft. Broken. Enough? You're everything. Yeah. Scouts are circling. And yeah. Chicago pulls sometimes. But Elmwood? That's home. He shifted closer. And finding Logan's? Anchoring. Marcus was a mistake, a boy playing at love. You're the man teaching me what it means, tears welled. Hot and unbidden. As Logan turned, crashing into Alex's embrace. Lips met in the moonlight, slow and searing, a reclamation. Hands roamed, mapping familiar territories, collarbones. The curve of a spine, until urgency overtook, clothes shedding like old skins. On that tailgate, under indifferent stars, they moved together, gasps mingling with the lap of water, bodies a defiant symphony against the fears. Dawn found them tangled in blankets, quarry mist rising like incense. Prom, Alex murmured, nuzzling Logan's neck. Logan grinned, sleepy and sated. Wouldn't miss crashing it with you. Prom night glittered like fool's gold, limos honking. Girls in sequins, boys in ill-tied ties milling the Marriott ballroom. They arrived fashionably late. Logan in a navy suit that hugged his frame. Alex's arm possessive around his waist. Heads turned? Murmurs rippling. But the stares held less venom now, curiosity edging out contempt. A few smiles breaking through. The dance floor called during "Shut Up and Dance," and they answered. Spinning amid the throng, Logan's head on Alex's shoulder as ballads crooned. Jake hovered periphery, nursing a soda, eyes downcast, a nod passed between them later. Tentative olive branch. Congrats on the scholarship, Logan offered. Surprising himself. Jake shrugged. Awkward. Thanks. Sorry. For everything. It wasn't absolution. But it was start, humanity cracking the bully's shell. Midnight crowned king and queen, some joke by the student council. Ballots stuffed with ironic votes, but when Alex's name flashed for king, cheers erupted genuine. Logan hoisting the sash with a kiss that drew wolf whistles and applause. To unstoppable kings, he toasted. Plastic crown askew. But romance's bloom hid thorns. June scorched in. Graduation caps sailing like black frisbees over the podium. Alex's acceptance letter from OSU arrived fat with promise, full ride. Columbus calling. Logan's apps? Community college for theater tech. A deferral on dreams too big for Elmwood's gravity. The farewell loomed. A guillotine over summer's idol. They savored it fierce, road trips to Cincy for Reds games. Hands sticky with crackerjack, bonfires where futures were mapped in smoke signals. Yet doubt crept back. Logan's in the quiet hours. What if distance devours us? The climax crashed on the eve of Alex's move. August heat wave pressing like a fever dream. Mom's trailer sweltered. Fans whirring futile. As they lay sweat damp on Logan's twin bed. AC unit rattling like bones. Columbus is 2 hours, Alex soothed. Tracing Logan's ribs. Weekend trains. Holidays. We'll make it. But Logan's fears spoke louder. Voice muffled into pillow. And when you meet some poli-sci major with tattoos and no baggage? What then? Alex bolted up. Hurt flashing. Baggage? You think that's what this is? The argument ignited, words as weapons. Accusations flying, Logan's clinging painted as chains. Alex's optimism as naivety. I love you. Damn it. But you gotta trust me, or what's the point? Logan surged up. Tears streaking. I do. But love's not enough when life's pulling us apart. You're unstoppable, Alex. Scared I'll fade. The door slam echoed. Alex storming to his truck. Taillights red gashes in the night. Logan collapsed. Sobs racking. The bed vast and empty. Morning brought regrets hangover. Sun mocking through blinds. Logan drove to Alex's foster home. Gravel crunching under tires. Heart in throat. The porch swing creaked empty. But voices drifted from the backyard, Alex and his folks. Boxes stacked like tombstones. He found Alex by the garden shed. Loading duffels. Shoulders tense. Wait, Logan pleaded. Voice raw. Don't go like this. Alex turned. Eyes red-rimmed. Jaw set. Like what? Oh. Fighting for scraps. No. Fighting for us. Logan stepped close. Hands trembling as he pulled a folded paper from his pocket. His own acceptance letter. Inked that week. OSU. Theater production. Merit aid. Applied last month. Got in. We're going together. Alex's breath hitched. Paper crumpling in his fist as he yanked Logan close. Why didn't you say? Scared you'd think I was chasing. But I am chasing you. The life we deserve. Laughter bubbled through tears. Relief crashing like waves. They kissed then. Porch swing their witness. Boxes forgotten. Mom's cheers joined from the kitchen window. Pancakes sizzling victory. Autumn unfurled in Columbus like a promise kept, Buckeye leaves blazing crimson and gold. Mirroring the fire reignited in Logan's veins. The apartment off High Street was a shoebox miracle, mismatched thrift furniture. Posters of Broadway ghosts and Alex's OSU pennants papering walls. Their laughter echoing off exposed brick. Logan thrived in theater labs. Rigging lights for avant-garde plays that pushed boundaries Elmwood could only dream of. Alex aced poli-sci seminars. His voice, honed on locker room whispers, now commanding debates on equity and rights. Yet humanity's arc bent slow. Even in the city. Hometown echoes followed, Jake's sporadic texts. Halting apologies evolving to house college? Missed the field from a boy remaking himself in trade school, Tyler's Facebook friend request. Accepted with a cautious, hey. Healing. The past wasn't erased. But contextualized, scars as maps. Not chains. Their love matured too. Less frantic wildfire. More enduring ember. Mornings tangled in sheets. Coffee brewing to the sizzle of eggs. Evenings at the Scioto Mile. Feet dangling over riverbanks. Dreams dissected under street lamp glow. Remember the quarry? Alex murmured one twilight. Head on Logan's shoulder. Miles joggers blurring past. Thought we'd shatter. Logan smiled. Fingers tracing Alex's knuckles. The bent. Got stronger. But drama's shadow lingered. Manifesting in Marcus's orbit. Now a barista at a campus haunt. Accidental run-ins turning deliberate. One crisp November eve. Post-rehearsal. Logan found them at the Union. Alex laughing at some shared memory. Marcus's hand too casual on his arm. Jealousy flared. Old wounds suppurating. And Logan bailed. Storming into the chill without a word. The fight that followed was their fiercest yet, apartment air thick with unspoken histories. Words hurled like grenades. He's nothing, Alex roared. Pacing the living room. OSU mug shattering on tile. Why can't you see that? Because trust is earned. Alex, Every time he circles, it rips open the doubt. Logan's voice broke. Chest heaving. I'm not unbreakable. Not without you believing it. Silence fell, jagged as shards, until Alex knelt, gathering pieces, literal and not. I do believe. In us. His confession poured then. Raw. The therapy sessions unpacking his own fears. The journal entries praising Logan's quiet strength. You're my proof. But that love wins ugly battles. Forgiveness came slow. Sealed in tentative touches. Rebuilding brick by brick. They attended a campus pride rally that weekend, rainbow flags snapping in wind. Speeches thundering against regression. Hand in hand, they marched. Logan's sign reading, "Unstoppable together," Alex's cheers a bomb. A news crew captured them kissing amid the chant. The clip going viral back home, Elmwood's paper running it front page. Mom texting heart emojis through tears. Winter brought introspection's hush. Holidays in Ohio. Trailer lights twinkling. Mom's turkey a hug in flavor. Jake showed up uninvited. Sober 6 months. Offering a six-pack and stilted amends, watched the rally. You guys. You're brave. Wish I'd been. They shared beers on the porch. Stories swapping barbs for bridges, Jake's dad in AA. The slow thaw of a family frozen in fear. Spring semester ignited ambitions, Logan's directorial debut. A queer retelling of Rent that packed the black box. Alex in the front row. Tears unashamed. Scouts whispered of off-Broadway for Logan. Internships for Alex in D.C. But success's glare highlighted fractures, schedules clashing, egos bruising in the grind. The true climax crested in April. Cherry blossoms shedding petals like confetti regrets. Alex landed a summer fellowship in D.C., prestigious. A foot in policy doors, but it meant weeks apart. Logan's regional theater gig in Cincinnati pulling opposite. It's just 3 months, Alex reasoned over takeout falafel. But Logan's fork stilled. Echoes of proms and quarries resounding. 3 months too many, he countered. Voice steady but eyes stormy. We've built this on stolen time. What if it unravels? The argument simmered days, culminating in a mile bridge standoff, Ohio River churning below. City lights haloing tension. Choose, Logan demanded. Wind whipping his jacket. Us or the climb? Alex's face crumpled. Green eyes flashing hurt. It's not choose. You're my climb. But everything else is scenery. He closed the gap. Pulling a velvet box from his pocket, not ring, but keychain, intertwined silver bands engraved, unstoppable. For the apartment. For always. DC's a detour. Not destination. Logan exhaled. World writing. Dieter sounds good. Laughter bubbled. Relief's release. As they tumbled into each other. Bridge railings their witness. Rivers rush a roar of renewal. Summer parted them physical but not soul. FaceTimes flickering with inside jokes. Care packages of mixtapes and inside-out hoodies. Logan directed his show to standing OS. Alex drafting bills on youth protections. Their letters, old school. Stamped, weaving threads across miles. Fall reconvened them in a blaze of reunions, airport dash. Arms wrapping like lifelines. The apartment alive again with their rhythm. They volunteered at a local shelter. Mentoring queer youth, Logan's stories of bruises. Alex's of breakthroughs, inspiring wide-eyed kids to claim their unstoppability. Years folded forward, graduation stages shared, caps tossed in tandem, Logan's off-Broadway break, Alex's Hills staffer gig. They bought a brownstone in Short North, walls echoing with parties and quiet nights, a garden plot where tomatoes grew stubborn as their love. The epilogue etched in a decade's dust, 30th birthdays intertwined. Vows exchanged under Ohio oaks, mom officiating. Jake Bestman. His toast slurring sentiment, to the boys who taught me mercy. No by kitsch here. But humanity's quiet triumph, love as rebellion. Unyielding in its tenderness. Bogan. Gray threading his temples. Traced Alex's laugh lines one anniversary eve. Porch swing creaking like memory. We proved it, he whispered. Stars winking complicit. Alex pulled him close. Dimple flashing. Unstoppable? We're eternal. And in Elmwood's shadow, long grown, they shone.